Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs with a broad spectrum reading. You need to figure out if and where it fits, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. It just may not be your reading at this time. The reading is originally created for Wednesday, the 7th of... I don't like that cut. Hold on. The 7th of June. It's not solely set for that date though. If you're seeing it on a different date, but the reading makes sense to whatever you're dealing with at the time when you're seeing it, by all means utilize the reading. I believe that readings are timeless and find us when we need them rather than when they were originally created for. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using, how to follow me on social media. If you would like a private reading, you would need to message me at one of those two spaces, either my Instagram or my Facebook business page, to initiate that conversation. Know that I would never initiate or approach someone to sell them a reading. So if anybody tries to do that with you, it's not me. There's also easy ways to support the channel. You can do so by hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I put up a new video, which is usually daily. Sharing the video out and leaving me a question or comment also greatly help. I may be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy. So that video populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video. So if you hear me talking about cards you don't see in this reading, I'm usually referring back to that reading because that's just sort of the underpinning, another layer underneath the daily energy that we look at. All right, so let's see what's going on in these cards, what Spirit wants us to know. All right, so our card for the day is the Guide of Swords. So this is the Knight of Swords. It's beautiful. It's kind of got a fairy angel aspect to it. I love how pink it is. I think the Knight of Swords, was the Knight of Swords not in the Sunday reading? I feel like he was. Or was he? He was last Saturday's reading. It's this incoming energy of information, communication, new intelligence in some way. Knights oftentimes are in service or loyalty. This could be service to ourselves. We could be communicating something new out into the world or desiring to communicate something new, or something new could be being communicated to us. I do feel like it's a positive communication, only because of the pink color of this. It makes me think of the heart. It makes me think of like the heart chakra or rose quartz in a way, you know, which I associate with the heart chakra. There could be some sort of new way of seeing, communicating, or thinking about a situation that empowers us, that allows us to open our minds to maybe a more compassionate way of being or thinking, speaking within a situation. But I do believe that it serves us and us more so than, say, anyone else, even though it's done from a place of compassion, right? There's that little gleam on his sword up there that makes me think that this is about us and our truth, whatever that may be, and serving that truth, honoring that truth, carrying that truth with like a sense of pride or dedication, right? And delivering it in such a way that it's clear, profound. Could even be spiritually driven with these wings. You know, these wings are giving me a little bit of fairy, a little bit of angel, but they do feel spiritual, even though this is a card of the mind, right? This is a swords card. Our spirit could be indicating something, and that could be the pink color in the background. Just the compassion of our spirit could be cultivating or creating new thoughts for us to communicate at this time, either to ourselves or to situations around us that empower us, that open us up, that open up situations so that we can find, I don't know, different ways of relating to people or places or whatever it is that we're dealing with, where we feel, I feel a sense of like inspiration and empowerment from this card. So that's a good thing. Usually the Knight of Swords feels like he's rushing in. I don't feel like this Knight of Swords is rushing in so much as he is standing very clear and precise in what it is that he needs, wants, or desires, and is willing to communicate it. Let's go to the modern day oracle and see what that is. Squaring the circle. First thing that I notice is, again, the hues of this pink and this purple, these pastel colors, this softness that we need to almost embrace while we are transforming our thoughts or our communication, while we're serving our communication maybe in a different way. Um, the symbol is kind of interesting to me too, because it sort of, I don't really know what the symbol represents, but what I like about it is that it reminds me of sort of like there's different angel language, and to me this feels like angel language, and this card is giving me angel fairy vibes. So there, again, I get this idea of new communication through new words, new thoughts, through thinking differently. The concept of squaring the circle makes me think of looking at a situation through a different lens, and taking what was once maybe nebulous, like the circle, and making it more firm or boundary filled in a way, to transforming it into the strength of the square. Does that make sense? So this Knight of Swords empowers us to set those boundaries, to make those clear decisions or communications that help us to firm up whatever our plans were. Let me read Squaring the Circle to you, because it's sort of an interesting card. I've never seen anything like that. So, Squaring the Circle. Celestial messengers, we shall wander in immensity, and the stars will be our gleaming ships. Alpheus Levi, the key to the great mysteries. In alchemy, the metaphor of squaring the circle relates to mastery over our inner and outer operations. Understanding the correspondences in nature and in mathematics, the master alchemist can see the relationship between that which is above and that which is below, that which is within and that which is without. They are able to see the significance of all the changing seasons, the wisdom and the differences of the elements, and the intelligence in the directions. Becoming one with the four, their vision is whole, as all transitions of time are fully appreciated. As a conceptual meditative practice, let us incorporate this idea into a breathing technique called box breathing, as we seek to master our minds and operate from the grace of self-mystery. Step 1. Inhale through your nose while slowly counting to 4, feeling the air fill your lungs and visualizing the current of energy moving upward. Repeat in your mind's eye as above. Step 2. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Step 3. Slowly exhale through your mouth while slowly counting to 4, letting all the air out and visualizing the current of energy moving to the right. Repeat in your mind's eye, so below. Step 4. Inhale through your nose while slowly counting to 4, feeling the air fill your lungs and visualizing the current of energy moving downward. Repeat in your mind's eye as within. Step 5. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Step 6. Slowly exhale through your mouth while slowly counting to 4, letting all the air out and visualizing the current of energy moving to the left. Repeat in your mind's eye, so without. Step 7. Repeat as many times as you like until you feel a sense of completion. The mantra is, I am one with the elements, seasons, directions, and sky. I am complete in my understanding of the infinite and perfect why. I've squared the circle and see life with the philosopher's mind. There's gold in this perspective, and I appreciate this clarity of my inner eye. I think that this Knight of Swords represents this new clarity too, this new thought or perspective, take on where we're at and what we're going to do next. And I think that squaring the circle indicates that yes, there might be some work in adjusting to it, but as we adjust to it through maybe meditative practice or conscious breathing and awareness, we empower it, we grow it bigger, we make it stronger in a way, and it becomes like our truth in a way. The swords can also represent truth. And so this is a truth that I think will take us forward in a positive way, especially with this Knight of Swords wings here. But we have to maybe familiarize ourselves with it, get comfortable with it, get used to it, and kind of even wield it like the sword that we see there gleaming in his hand. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Empress, the Divine Feminine, Taurus and Libra energy, associated with fertility, creativity, abundance, groundedness, connected to her environment in a loving and compassionate way. She's also card number 3 of the major arcana. So she is creative energy. She is the mind, body, spirit coming together as one and creating from a very powerful divine feminine place. The next card is the 4 of Wands, a card of celebration, a card of spirit, a card of union. And then let's see what the last one is. The Ace of Cups. Wow. Some of us could be redefining a love situation only because Ace of Cups oftentimes represents new love or how we love in a situation. There could be a clearer perspective of how we hold ourselves in our relationships with others, especially our soulmate relationships. Soulmate relationships can be with, we can have soulmates with friends, family, coworkers, even bosses, people that we're working out. It doesn't even have to be soulmate per se. It could even be karmic relationships, but deep spiritual relationships that are work in our lives as teachers, right? And I feel like with the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Empress here, sorry, it's gone out of focus, we are embracing this in a different, empowered sort of way. We are readjusting our position through maybe the thoughts we keep, the words that we communicate, so that we can renew our relationships. It feels like to me also with the Empress here that there's a renewal of self and spirit, and in our thoughts with the Knight of Swords here, that helps to bring forth this Ace of Cups, this new gift of renewed love, compassion, care. Even if this is only directed at ourselves, it feels like very powerful energy. It feels like a definite reset or renewal that is available to us. We need to, so to speak, square the circle, do the work. Breathe in the air and consciously move it into the 4 directions and fill our space with who we actually are and what we're actually capable of, which is like almost this Empress energy of fertility, creativity, and abundance. And as we embrace that, we reconnect and celebrate our connections in newfound inspirational ways that are quite powerful. Let's look to the grounding stone. I'll also say this too, that this reading, our underpinning grounding stone for the week is that stone of peace. And the underpinning card for the early part of the week is the 4 of Swords, which is a card of mental clarity, healing, and meditation. So reflecting on things while we do this work is going to be key to bringing about this peace. But I think that this peace that we should be grounding in throughout this week, finding our own internal pieces, is these 3 clarifiers. The stability of the Empress and the awareness of the Empress, the nurturing nature of her is something we realize through the peace and through the work of the 4 of Swords to gain the strength of this Knight of Swords that we see, to square the circle, to make our connections stronger, to invest in those that give back to us rather than just those that take from us. And we have a lot to give with this Ace of Cups and this Empress here. Let's look at the grounding stone. It is relax. If any of us are transforming our relationships and we're worried about it or nervous or reluctant, I see that we can just relax, right? Yesterday's card was the Page of Pentacles, so we might have been thinking about reconfiguring certain things in our 3D space. Today, we are empowered to do so by starting with the mind and then through the spirit, I believe, through empowering ourselves and relaxing into it. And this relaxation sets about an ease that within that ease, I feel like that's where the creation of the Empress can really take place. The Divine Feminine, she doesn't force. She's like creative energy through receptivity. And so we need to just understand who we are and what we're worth, is my feeling, and then allow ourselves to receive through that peace stone and relaxation, and allow our creations to come to us just through simple thoughts of well-being, and adjusting the thoughts that are blocking that, if that makes any sense at all. Because it feels like this energy wants to flood right in with these clarifiers. They're fairly powerful and fairly oncoming, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. If it does, please leave me a question or comment. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the reading. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Share the video out and leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and seeing how this energy transforms. Take care.